Welcome to the tutorial for mission number 15, Lucky Bastard. So here, when you skip the cutscene, go immediately to the left, overtake Paulie and just run. Get out of the car, go left past the car that Ralphie is driving right now, get into your bolt thrower and start it up. It is a skip found out by Pokerfazzavate to trigger Ralphie faster and therefore save some time. So we just park next to Vincenzo, stop our car, have enough space for Paulie to get past it. Now we just jump upstairs to Vinny, and do not trigger Vinny. Do not press the right mouse button. Just run towards the desk and do not click anything. Wait for Paulie to activate this scene. There we go. You saw no right mouse button right now. And as soon as he puts out the gun, click with the right mouse button on Paulie and then obviously grab the gun in order to trigger this cutscene you will see. There we go. Now he pretty much triggered Ralphie from this point on, so you can walk to Ralphie and he shows you how to unlock the car, and as soon as he gets into that unlock animation, you can run back to the bolt thrower. And there we go. Now you can run back to the bolt thrower, start it up and drive a little bit forward to the loading zone. But we still have to wait for Paulie to get into the car, which will happen in a couple of seconds afterwards. There we go, we're in the loading zone. Now you just wait for Paulie. And here he comes down running the stairs. This skip entirely saves about 6.5 seconds for free, and it's easier to pull off, so shouldn't be an issue to do it. So yeah, the first segment is to go to the Italian Garden restaurant and then see Paulie kill the wrong guy. So just driving down the tunnel, and then you're pretty much there already. It's a short way, but here you definitely don't want to have cops chasing you. So a cop car here pretty much equates to a reset or a reload. Reset this far in the run would be a little bit too cautious. There we go, just this right, and now no officers anymore. Just park next to the phone booth, get out of the car, trigger this semi-cutscene with Paulie. There we go, now you can get into the car again, start it up, and get into the phone booth to trigger that cutscene. Now back into the car, let Paulie enter, which is easier said than done, and they popped my tire. So we just drive forward, take the right here, and take a right as well there. Do not crash into the lamppost, it happens easily. If you do this quickly, you can lose the gangsters. And I did, pretty much. And we can get back to Salieri's bar and get ready for the second segment of Lucky Bastard. Fireworks. Okay, hopefully we'll have no officers here, so we can use the front door. Perfect. And here, do not press right mouse button immediately, but wait a bit and get to the bomb. Why? Sometimes there's like an item menu popping up with gaps or a blank in the middle, and that in the end causes a hard lock, so a crash, which is a good reason to actually take a second and wait until everything appears and you get to the bomb, so it's clear what you want to pick up. Here, just get into the bolt thrower and drive away. We're going to use a similar route, or basically the same one, and extend it further. That means through the tunnel and then the Giuliano Bridge. You can also go for the bridges here, so the Works Quarter Bridge and then the Central Island one to downtown. But they are probably raced, so it's going to be a time loss. In this case, the consistency just outplays the worth of the risk. And beware of that white line you can see on the ground. if you drive over it, you can flip over it. So yeah, up the Giuliano Bridge. Cop cars at this point are still alright. But once we're arrived at Newark, or pretty much at Hoboken, you shouldn't have any cops chasing you. Unless you lose them, which is possible here. So yeah, this right. And now you take this straight on. And pretty much shorten the way through the gas station you can see on the left. Just drive down, next to the tree. Then drive upwards. And you're at the point you want to be. Now here you can slow down already. Because you still have to wait for this guard to smoke a cigarette. So time doesn't play a huge role anymore once you're close to him. So you can just wait on the car or jump around. He's not going to say anything. After all, it's not suspicious at all. And there we go, he finished his cigarette. Wait until the door closes. And then do it. If you do it a little bit too early, you can cause a soft lock. So that means you're stuck in this animation and he starts shooting you. And it just continues over and over and over. Then just run away or do whatever you want to do. And the next segment starts. So now we drive to the Rainbow Garden with Paulie. Which means the same route through the tunnel and then up the Giuliano Bridge. And then you see Paulie struggle to shoot with a Thompson because it's jammed or not loaded. Who knows? And again, cops here are alright, but as soon as you get to the part of Hoboken, downtown, whatever it was that we've seen previously, near the gas station, you don't want to have cops. And that's why we'll use the reverse camera a lot, especially in the last segment. So this is still far away. Then take this right again. And instead of shorting over the gas station, you want to drive forward, or basically straight on. So here, next to the house, use that shortcut. Drive through it, and this straight here. Now use the reverse camera all the time. Pay attention to the radar, but use the reverse camera all the time till you get to the target or goal area. And then brake a little bit. And there we go. Save game and just drive forward. Do not drive backwards or reverse. You will lose more time than you actually think. Do not smack into every car. You want to lose the gangsters, so make them crash somewhere if they are still chasing you. If this bridge is raised, just take a right here and drive to pretty much Lucas Bertone, squeeze around to get to the Giuliano Bridge and drive through the tunnel. Unless you want to YOLO jump. It's possible to do it or pull it off. But in a very good paced run, I would think twice over that decision. But yeah, now just follow the route that is on the video. You're right. And through the tunnel, and we're at Salieri's bar again. So up to this moment, there's no difficulty at all. The only difficulty is the cops. If they are triggered, you cannot really trigger all the segments. And if you get out to shoot, you will always get a mission fail. Morello escaped or whatever is going to be the fail message. So getting chased by the cops. Backdoor entrance might be real. Yeah, better be safe than sorry. Polly can handle that. And now we get to the chase with Sergio. And this one is frustrating. A lot of things can happen. Sergio, that means his driver, can be stuck at some point. That means his car won't get out, left or right. He can fall through the ground because the sidewalk on Central Island, when you go that stretch, has actually holes in it. So yeah, just awesome. It is useful to use the reverse camera because then obviously no car spawn. So Sergio will always have no problem with a car. And when the cops engage, it might turn into a train wreck, depending on the situation on the road. So yeah, just chase him all the time. So here, beware. If he tries to get into the sidewalk right now here on the right, he might drop through the ground. It happened to me twice already. So it's frustrating, and it will lose you about 1 minute. Now take this right. Then go up the bridge. And since this goal is the harbor, he might actually change his usual route, which also happened in one of my runs. So he won't proceed to go straight on here, but he will just take the first left and drive there, depending on the car situation on the road. So he might take the first left here. So you have to check where Sergio is driving. Otherwise he might just disappear all of a sudden and you lose him. And losing him here is not that great. So yeah, now we're pretty much safe and get to the harbor. Here I recommend you to re-enter the car immediately. Start up the car. And then just drive. Take the right here. Drive over the pump gun guy. Take a left here. Take a right there. And then just proceed to drive straight on. Then get a random gun and try to shoot the gas tank. But don't shoot it too late, because otherwise you might even blow up your own car. I did that in my 303, so you shouldn't be doing that. Now loosen up the brakes and modify the tracks so that our train or wagon is going the right way. Now go into your position, the hangar where Sergio is located. You see that on the Leicester V16 parking. And start up the engine again and get out of the car immediately to trigger this segment. Now the first strat I will show you is the drive-by. So you need 7 bullets in your Colt 1911. You start up the car, take a right turn, and what you want to do is pretty much snipe Morello, who's hiding here, from the car. You see, it is difficult. It is not always working. Especially your car can blow up. And if you get shot already and you loosen up so much time, your car will eventually blow up. Which is why I kept that in the tutorial. Let's see. Perfect attempt right now. And now just reverse and smack into the wall. You see you turn a little bit, so it's easier to drive out than just reversing all the time. Now take this left. There was a strat that was proposed by Jazz, and it saves 12.5 seconds if performed like this. So in the YOLO method, just park here, get out of the car, we have 100 HP, jump here, and get to the Schubert 6. And if you're not driving away, you trigger the part that goes to the Salieri's bar. But obviously it's not the only strat possible. We can repeat that with another drive-by. So it's not really a consistent strat. You should practice it from time to time. And again, just slam into the wall to get out easier. And now I will utilize my own clip setup in order to get out with the YOLO exit and get to the Schubert 6. It is recommended with low HP in case you want to go for a safety strat. Here try to block the gangster, which is possible. Then align just like in the video. So spot here and aim at that point. Do a side roll and hide your gun because it's still a Colt clip. And the same here, go to this position where you see that line in the wall, aim at the edge here of the wooden wall, and do a side roll and hide the gun. And you successfully clip through this house in order to get the Schubert 6, and you're still at 100 HP. So that's one option as well. It is losing 6 seconds on the complete YOLO method. But in case if you died often in practice, you might want to try it out. So now we have a different strategy, which is just blazing with the Colt. It is around 20 seconds slower than using the drive-by, but you might be someone who likes to go for Rambo strats and just using the rapid fire glitch with the Colt. So you can go for this strat. So you see you're around 76 HP. So this would be the point where you actually think about, well, should I go for the YOLO exit? Should I go for clips? But if you don't want to use the Colt, you might also use the Thompson from this guy we killed by shooting the gas tank. And the Thompson is lying around here. There you go. You can use that one as well. So I have a lot of options, right? But now, instead of driving back to the bar, I have one more addition for you. And these are grenade strats. These were introduced by Pedingus in order to have an alternative to the classic drive-by or Rambo strat. And then there is a setup by Johnny0093, and unfortunately is a little bit slower but more consistent than this approach. I will show you later why. So first of all, we use a drive-by to kill this guy with a shotgun in order that he doesn't kill us. Then you park close to this platform and you pretty much climb outside. You get a grenade, get back into your car, and drive along. I am now stuck here, which can happen. So just reverse a little bit and drive ahead. Now you can pretty much do the same thing you have seen previously. That means shooting the gas tank. You'll end up with a grenade right now. And now all the things left to do are to loosen up the brakes and obviously beforehand switching the tracks. There we go. Now get back to the position, that means the hangar where Sergio is hiding. Get out of the car, get back into the car, restart it. And you know the drill already. Trigger this cutscene, and now comes the difficult part, at least difficult to explain. You want to align here in the middle, and then depending on your resolution, play around with those sunbeams in order to align pretty much in the cloud and throw a grenade full force. Wait a little bit. And then get inside here. And when you see this message that you can return to Salieri's bar, you know you did it correctly. You can obviously take a second grenade in order to kill those bad guys as well, just by throwing the grenade when you walk straight in. But yeah, it's an option you can do. Unfortunately, it is as slow as the Colt or Thompson strats. So if you want to show off a little bit, it is worth, in my opinion. Or if you're just not feeling confident with the drive-by strats, then you should go for it. And by the way, the game crashed here. So yeah, that's something that happens with Mafia often enough, like said in the introductory video. So yeah, now we're on our way back to Salieri's bar after I showed you all the strats possible. I didn't show you how to run over Sergio. There was one strat I also showed you in the last tutorial. You can try it, but it's not really consistent. You'll most likely have to shoot him later, and then it's slower. So like I said, with the YOLO exit, this strat with the Schubert 6 is 12.5 seconds faster. So definitely a strat you should think about. And now just smack into the wall near Salieri's bar, and you're done with Lucky Bastard. And if you're done with this mission, the rest of the run will be a piece of cake. So yeah, we'll see each other in the next tutorial.